Oh, give me a break. Listen, I had 107,000 people in New Jersey. You didn't report it. I'm so glad you asked. What did she have yesterday? 2,000 people? If I ever had 2,000 people, you'd say my campaign is finished.
Donald Trump was calm and even-keeled for a full 17 minutes of his press conference yesterday. That is until he was asked about Kamala Harris drawing bigger crowds. You did not need the sound up to see it bothered him. The behavior expert, Robin Barnhart, is here. Robin, good to see you. When that visceral reaction, it was almost an uncontrolled reaction right at the top when he takes his hands and then throws them down. What does that mean?
Well, when you see someone respond like that, anytime you say anything, you have to take in all the circumstances that are happening. So in addition to him being ways into the meeting, he also is probably tired. He's recovering from a lot of things, and he's frustrated. He has been ignored on many of the things that he would like to be addressed. So take all of that as the context. And yes, when he responds, he does respond with a little bit of frustration, but then he goes in very much like Trump does and addresses the issues as he sees them. But this is a very uncommon thing, and I would put it in the circumstances of him being shot at it recently, and so many things changing. And
There does seem to be a stress level that has risen, and you make it very fairly and validly so. Kamala Harris, for the first time yesterday, had a very brief interaction with the press. It was hard to hear because the engines of Air Force Two were on, number one, and it was, shall we say, brief, but it was. Take a listen. The sunglasses, like it's the Joe Biden look, okay, fine. But what do you got? Is there a way to see if that's real bravado or false bravado?
I don't know that I would say that it's false. I think she's walking up with confidence. And wearing the sunglasses, I think that's just circumstantial. So removing them as she gets up and ready to speak would be a normal thing. But she walks up with confidence.
Okay. Fair enough. J.D. Vance, sort of one of the interesting moments that we saw this week was in Wisconsin, and to make the point that he was taking questions from the press and Kamala Harris was not and still hasn't had any kind of meaningful interaction, walked across the tarmac from his plane to her plane. Take a listen.
Hey guys, how are you? Good. I just wanted to check out my future plane, but I also wanted to go say hello to the Vice President and ask her why Kamala Harris why does she refuse to answer questions from the media? And I also thought that the press gaggle following her might get a little lonely. I at least have enough respect for you all and for the American people you report to come and talk to you.
Thoughts?
Well, the same as with Kamala, except I would say even more so. He is walking up with definite authority and with confidence in the circumstance that he is putting himself into. I think he's taking advantage of the opportunity to put himself in that environment in front of the plane that he may one day be flying in. And so he is using that in a wise way. And he is doing what we wish that Kamala would do, too, is to addressing the press. And he's doing it with confidence.
The one thing I think fairly to say about J.D. Vance is he has never lacked in confidence, at least all the times that I've been covering him. Robin, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.